live? We are live. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to this ultimate episode, final episode of the Euros 2020 series, which we have been covering over, I think it's been 5 episodes if I'm not mistaken, and this being the ultimate episode on this Let's Talk with IMAH podcast. Guys, please share this. Let's get the word out, let people know that we are live to talk about the Euro Championships. It's something which I've been so interested in. Obviously, being someone who enjoys football, enjoys talking about football, watching football, playing football. So to cover this has been a privilege. I'm talking like I'm Gary Neville on Match of the Day, but clearly not.
I only know him from the Walker's Crisps adverts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And by the way, that was the Gary Lineker himself, Wasim Lineker. If we could get him on, because the reason why I'm asking you to bring him on is he's the only one who's come on.
It's coming on.
Definitely came up, did it?
True supporter.
So many of you may be asking, where is Akkad? Where is Rehan?
I wish they were here.
Where is Didi? Where is Hamza?
Allahu Akbar.
Safe to say, Akkad, Rehan and Didi, Hamza are England supporters. And these England supporters have effectively betrayed their support for this country.
Whatever.
Relax, let me finish, then you can interject and intervene. They have left their trusted lieutenant, the one who knows so much about this game, the beautiful game. They've left Was here. And why have they left him here? They've left him here to discuss and talk about the game, about football. And now that we're both on split screen, we can see that Was is going to talk about England and their performance and the aftermath. And I will talk about Italy because Didi is so emotionally charged up. He wants to bite England fans' heads off because he feels they've attacked him and they've been, bombing Italy and God knows what else in his head he's thinking.
He's off the podcast for duty of care reasons.
So he's not on it. He thinks that it's not worthy to talk about and to rip an England fan, albeit, Mr. Wasim Ahmed. Soldier. He feels that there's no need for that. So there's no Akkad, there's no Hamza, there's no Rehan, there's no England fan here. True, proper England fan. No disrespect to us, by the way. You can close your mouth.
You don't have to know everything about him to be a true fan.
Okay, so why do you support England?
Okay.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Everyone knows, and if they don't, they'll know by the end of this podcast, that I know nothing about the history of football, the technicalities in regards to football.
Even certain rules.
Majority of the rules.
Right.
I'll disclaim it out there right now. You ask me the offside rule, I won't know it. Right? I know you were planning on stinging me with that later.
Hey,
so I thought I'd get it out of the way.
You clever.
Right?
You naughty. God, I just wanted to say that. God.
Before anything, I'm English.
Are you?
I'm English.
Elaborate, please.
Yeah. But we're British, Pakistani, but I live in England. I've lived here my whole life. I was born in London. Yeah, English.
Oh, wow.
So at the end of the day, I'm going to support the home team. And at the end of the day, the tournament was taking place in our own country. I'm English. It doesn't make sense.
The tournament took place in 9 cities, I think it was, of which England played the 7 games, 6 of which England played this out of the 7. They played at home. They had home advantage.
You could call it that.
Right. So England had home advantage because they were playing at home. Now, retrospectively, the UEFA president has said that we will not follow this format ever again. Where certain teams have a home advantage over other teams.
Fair enough.
Is it not an advantage? A home advantage? If you've got a stadium of 70,000
people, I suppose so. I mean, I won't deny.
60,000 is...
I won't be ignorant towards the fact that, yes,
be fair.
It's an advantage. Yes, it is, no doubt. But, it's happened with other teams in the past as well.
So it's an advantage. England, you obviously support because you feel they are because it's your home nation. You've been born here, you've been raised here. You know, you pay your taxes, you do everything. So therefore, you're entitled that, naturally we should support. Now, I had a lot of people question me. Why am I not supporting England? Now, I'm not obliged to support anyone. Let's be honest.
It's your choice.
And at the same time, many feel that we should be obliged to support England.
Fair enough.
Now, I've got political, I've got religious, and I've got social reasons why I don't support England.
So, yeah.
But at the same time, without being clouded in that way, being a fan of the beautiful game football, and watching football as a purist, which I want to make clear to everyone, I watch football because I enjoy watching the game. I'd watch Stevenage against Wycombe Wanderers. I'd watch, League One football. If it's a good game of football, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Not because I support it, because I like football.
You're into football.
Therefore. So in this tournament, I didn't have a team per se.
Right.
The team that I supported or the team that I voted or predicted to win was who? Italy.
Yeah.
And I said that at the start.
Fair enough.
Didi, on the other hand, being my little brother, my younger brother, he has been supporting Italy
hardcore
for a very, very long time. I'm talking probably at the age of 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Now, where has his support of Italy come from? It's quite simple. I can tell you, me, Didi, and Imam Adil, when we were young, and I'm talking when we were in our early teens, we used to play Pro Evolution Soccer,
right,
which was a console game. We used to play FIFA. At that time, FIFA 8, FIFA 9, FIFA 10, etc. Well, not even FIFA 8 because that was in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. No, that was 2008. Yeah, FIFA 8. Probably before that. And I used to always go with Brazil, France, or Argentina. Imam Adil always went with England. He was always an England fan. So he always took England. I took them. And Didi said, I'm going to take Italy. From that moment onwards, Didi has been a hardcore Italian fan. Now, he's not Italian. We have no relatives in Italy, nothing. He just has grown up watching Italian football.
Yeah.
So he's, from football perspective, he finds Buffon, Cannavaro, the likes of Totti, Del Piero. He's been a fan of Juventus from that age. He's never supported a British club.
Okay.
Never supported Chelsea. Never supported Arsenal, Man United, Leeds, Liverpool. Never supported Manchester City. Nobody. He's always supported Juventus.
So he's always been international, hasn't he?
So he's always been Italy. Therefore, he now is very emotionally charged, with all due respect. And on this note, sir, you can...
With all fairness.
Pitch it. Guys...
Oh yeah, guys, we've been provided some beautiful cheesecakes.
Might as well lift it up and show it on the screen.
Bear with me. I don't want to drop it.
We've got the cheesecake hut. Hold it from the bottom, yeah.
There we go. Are you getting that in? Are we getting that in?
No, you got to look at the camera. Put it in the camera. Put it...
Where am I? Right, there we are, guys. You can't see them exactly clearly, right? But we've got a fantastic selection right there of cheesecakes provided by the Cheesecake Hut for today's podcast. I'm going to enjoy talking into these because I've been staring at them ever since I was...
Follow them on Instagram, please, and give them a like. They have provided today's cheesecake_hut. Follow them. And I'll be honest with you, it actually looks nice. I'm not going to lie to you.
Which one do you want?
We've
got like Terry's chocolate and Biscoff.
No, I love the Biscoff one.
Right, okay.
I love the Biscoff one.
There you are, mate.
They've been waiting for a while. I love a Biscoff, guys. Gonna try this. Cheers, buddy.
Sorry, guys. That was just a beautiful kind of slip road we went on there.
MashaAllah.
Are you gonna give him a rating out of 10?
Who are you hinting at?
Eh?
Who are you hinting at?
Food Ranger, the original one. You're nutty. Okay, this smells nice.
Right, okay. So,
Bud.
guys, if you can share the podcast, get people to watch it. It's been a while since we've been live, but we are live right now. Now, going back to the historical aspect of what has led Didi to this.
Yeah.
Because he's not here, he's been here all this time, he's not here. He feels there's no need for him to be sat on this stage right now to talk to me, because I'm a neutral, but yeah, I went for Italy.
Yeah.
100 million%. Right? At the same time, talking to you about Italy versus England he feels slightly pointless because you love certain views.
Lack of knowledge
On the game. But you are a supporter of your home nation.
Yeah.
You support your home nation, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Whether you know why you support them or not, it don't matter. You support them.
I think what it is.
And I think that there was a lot of people who probably didn't watch football, but jumped on with the hype.
You know what it is, Imam? It's the fact that you don't need to know a lot to know that it's been 55 years since we ever got to this stage. This hype hasn't happened in my parents' lives. Yeah? My parents were born mid-70s, right? So they never seen this hype. And I just seen it in the sense that, am I even going to get an opportunity to join the hype?
You just look for any moment to jump on hype.
No, but
let's be honest.
That. But yeah, no,
you don't support Liverpool. You went with the hype of Liverpool.
No. I support Liverpool. I'll tell you why. No, look, if you're gonna base support on how much I'll be honest with you, yeah. My whole kind of lifestyle in football only come around about 3 years ago. Now
that says everything.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. You gotta remember, I'm about 15 years younger than you. Yeah, about 20 years younger.
How old are you?
I've never disclosed this.
Yeah, he's 23, by the way.
Allah Qasam, I've never disclosed it in public.
Well, I'll disclose it for you. He's 23 and I'm 31.
How many years is that?
8.
Firvi, 8 years, bro. You give me 8 years and we'll have another podcast and we'll see where I'm at in it. Anyway, the point that I was making.
Yeah.
Supporting Liverpool, you know how you mentioned like you used to play the games and everything and it was like a family thing. Me and my cousins as kids, we grew up watching, supporting, talking about, even to the match attacks and stuff we used to have in school. It was all about Liverpool for us, right? Then there was this whole 10-year gap. Yeah, I know you're laughing.
You blag.
Bro,
I do not believe a word you are saying.
What do you want me to... you know when somebody says to me, name me Liverpool players, and I'm always like, Torres, Suarez, Flana, Tinga. Yeah, it's because it's that door where I was actually into football.
Achha.
Yeah, and I missed it out for about 10 years then.
Right, so then you come back to Liverpool. So you've always been Liverpool, genuinely?
Always, yeah.
Right, okay. So you support Liverpool. You felt that when they started to win something, you went back to Liverpool.
I supported United though. I had 2 weeks where I supported United. There was a reason for that. It's when I first got back into football. The company around me were all Man United supporters, so I didn't really...
So you go with...
No, you can't say that.
You jump on the bandwagon.
No, you can't say that.
If you chill with me for a week, you'll be supporting Man City.
No, I won't. I promise I won't.
Yeah.
Look, I stopped chilling with all my Liverpool boys and I still support Liverpool. So you can't put it down on my attendance on who I'm chilling with.
Right, so coming back to the point, we see, but Didi's not sat here for this reason. A card... He says, I've had it in the group. As soon as Italy won, he says, I've had it, that's it. I said, you better be ready for the podcast. He couldn't make it today, unfortunately. Then you had Rehan, who lost his voice.
He's got stuff on.
I don't believe that. I believe
I swear he's got
because he was very, very hardcore. And I really want to put this out. Hamza, who's always in the background, never come in the front. Oh, England this, England that. My brother, he hasn't even answered my phone call till now.
Wow.
He goes, I go, on a level B, are you that serious about England? He goes, honestly, I genuinely love and support England.
I was upset as well.
And I really wanted them to win. I said, oh, okay. He goes, I cried. I said, wow. You cried?
It meant a lot to the people, man. I was there in London.
Yeah, but come on, man. Genuinely on a footballing perspective, this was probably their greatest chance. This was their best chance to ever win a major trophy.
That's why I meant a lot
since 1966 World Cup. This was their best chance. They've got to semis. You know, they've lost penalty shootouts. They got to a final, home advantage, 6 out of 7 games played in London. Bro, there was not a better chance. They've got a talented squad. There's no denying that. They've got some very good footballers in there. Harry Kane's world class. You know, Harry Maguire had a very good tournament. Luke Shaw's had a very good tournament. Kyle Walker, what's his name, said he's a beast. He's an animal. You know, Jose Mourinho.
No doubt.
And he was the best player, right? Calvin Phillips stepped up. Declan Rice had a great final performance. You know, played good 70 minutes. You were burnt out.
Yeah.
You know, you had Jack Grealish, super sub. You know, coming off the bench. You had Raheem Sterling, who took them through the tournament. Fantastic. On a level, though, I'm telling you from the years I've watched football, I did not think they would win. I did not. I'll tell you now. Okay,
prior to the final,
okay. Did he sat here but not on stage? Did he sat here? I'll tell you. I walked into the room 35 minutes into the game because I was watching on the mobile. I was out with some friends. I came back and I says, "There's a long time to go. You watch. There's a goal coming." I promise you. You know why? Gareth Southgate made the biggest mistake. He scored a goal after how many minutes?
2.
Right. Luke Shaw scored. Yeah. And what did they do? Sat back. Somebody may argue about Italy were attacking. No, I don't believe that. As a manager in a European Championship final, you have just scored a goal, and now you're saying to the opposition team, a team as good as Italy have performed, take the ball and come at us. Come at us. Because they didn't have much. Who had more possession? Italy had the most possession. Who created the better chances? Italy created the better chances. You might say over 120 minutes, we deserved it. That's your emotion saying it. But watch it as a football fan from statistical perspective. Italy were the better team. Which
Debatable.
Why? Okay, go on. Give your reasoning.
Okay, my reasoning isn't going to be technical.
Right, go on.
I'm going to base it as a layman in the football field.
Yeah, go on. No worries.
Right.
We're no experts, but go on.
Actually, no, you know what? Sorry, I'd like to change my statement, officer.
Go on.
Right? Yeah. They were the better team. Why? Because they won the tournament. Right? As in, that's the facts that we're dealing with.
Well,
yeah?
I can argue, I can play the opposite side of the table and sit here and say, well, it was a penalty shootout. It's pot luck.
Well, this is what I'm saying
Anyone
here.
can win penalty shootout. Italy didn't win over 120 minutes. England didn't win over 120
But this
minutes.
is my argument. The amount that you're saying how good they are, you gotta give England the fact that they kept it on their toes.
Of course, they stayed in the game.
Yeah, so I mean,
Jordan Pickford made a good. His name Jordan Pickford, isn't it?
you're asking the wrong guy.
Pickford made a good save on Federico Chiesa. Chiesa was a live wire. He needed more of the ball. When he got the ball, things happened. No denying. They stayed in the game over 120 minutes. Giorgio Chiellini, the captain, Saka's last minute of the game, he's turned him, gone. You can't beat street defending. You cannot beat a tactical foul. People say it's a red card. They've got a petition to say replay the final.
Yeah, but you get people who come out.
I've not heard so much nonsense.
Yeah, but come on, you can't.
Everything
use that
becomes
as a point.
petition.
You can't use that as a point against England.
Everything becomes a petition.
No, you can't. Oh wow!
You like that?
I like that.
It was
If
justified.
it counted then, mate, it counts now.
Yeah, well, okay, go on. I went shopping today to buy some building materials, right, up near Great Horton, and there was a woman saying to a man, "Oh, do you know they've got a petition? They're going to play the final again." And I thought to myself, "What are you feeling, all right?"
Yeah, but you can't blame England and the squad and the
Because
team
they're
and the
all
fans.
based on hype and emotion.
No, you can't come out with stuff like that.
The country was.
You're
I
telling me
believe
Italy
England
fans were not
football team-
hyping?
England football team.
Italians were
are
hyping.
serial con artists.
How
Dare I
can
say
you even come out with a statement? I know nothing about football, and I know that.
Shall I
that's
tell you why?
Go on.
Shall I tell you why?
I want to hear
In
this.
55 years,
Yeah.
my brother, they've got to finals.
Yep.
They've not got to finals. They've only got to one final. They've got to semi-finals and quarters.
Yeah.
Last 16 group stage, they have choked. My brother, they have choked, and because they've choked,
My brother,
Listen,
if we can give you credit for being the best team for
the
winning,
newspapers-
and you cannot
listen
give the
to me,
credit for
listen
making it to
me.
the final.
The
Come
newspapers, the pundits, everyone hypes the country. We're about to win.
on. Yeah.
And then they fail on us. Oh my God, what is going on? How? This is what I mean.
There's gonna be one
They
day.
got
look,
They got you excited. They got you excited. But the truth and reality is, they failed to live up to the expectations that they set.
You've got to remember, when you dumb this whole technicalities and jargon that you've just spat out at me, yeah?
Right,
when
go
you
on.
dumb it all down, yeah, you got to remember there's going to be one winner, one loser. You cannot put the fact that the entire nation is living on a hype. You cannot put the fact that England made it to the final on a hype. You've got to give them credit. If I'm sat here... not
I
knowing
give them
nothing-
credit. They were the second best team in that tournament.
Yes, thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
But there's no denying that. What I'm saying is what charges you up and everyone else up in the country.
That's football, though.
No, it's not football.
I'm not
It's
going to get on. I'm
punditry.
not. No, I'm
It's
not.
the art of selling making money.
What
These
do you-
are kings, bro. It's
IMAH,
advertising.
you sat
You're missing
here. You
the
sat
point.
here hyping Italy is doing the exact same thing.
Listen,
There's
the
no difference.
Italian media me sitting here it doesn't mean that. Shall tell you why? Because we're not in Italy.
No.
If we were in Italy, I'd understand. I'm sat here as supporting Italy for this tournament in England.
Right, but you've just come out with a statement that says the whole nation is kind of thriving off the hype, and they let us down in the last moments of it.
not?
No.
How
listen,
many views did BBC
Yeah.
get?
Okay, fine.
How many views?
We lost the final, but that's got nothing to do with the hype. If it was based on the hype, we would have won, bro. Because everybody knows that English fans are the ones that hype
And
the
guess
most.
what? He stand up.
Football's going wrong.
Oh
It's
my God.
going wrong.
He's
It's
here.
going wrong.
Because you know what? You've stoked me now.
You know what it is? This بغير علم football. This guy who knows
You
nothing
feel like
about
you're in
football.
the- you're in the
I've
playground
riled
getting
him.
bullied now,
I've riled him. He's had to get back up in.
No, there's no backup. I've got a point to make. What's he talking about hype?
You know when he's got nothing better to say, he
You know
pulls out with
what?
that.
I don't care if
Are
we
you an
lost.
England- are you
It's
an England
come,
supporter?
you know.
Are you an England supporter, was?
I am.
Did you watch him in the World Cup 2006?
I-
Euro 2008?
I did, yeah.
Euro 2016?
Yeah, I did,
Who did you
yes.
get kicked out by? You weren't cheering then. you
See,
weren't cheering
brothers
with
and
someone
sisters,
Wait,
on
wait,
the
wait, wait,
podcast,
wait,
let me
wait,
tell you what's
wait,
happening
wait,
now.
wait, wait, one second, boss. I didn't finish. So that's
All right,
very
go
rude,
on.
yeah.
Okay, go on.
So
carry on,
I'll
carry
tell
on.
you how it's hype. It sucked you in. You don't know how to talk about football. So the
Alright.
hype sucked you in to become a supporter.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to watch the World Cup qualifiers, are you, in 2 months?
Probably am.
No, you're not.
Who's in the group?
Huh?
Who's in the group?
I'm going to go home today because I didn't even know it's in 2 months and I'm going to research. I'm going to watch it. Thank you for
My
letting me know.
point is, there's many that are out there like yourself.
I think
who
28 million people.
justified. You support your home
Look,
nation.
at the end of
we
the
don't
day-
really know football.
Okay, look, I'm not going to
And
talk
when
about...
we talk to footballers,
All right.
we talk to, I wouldn't say we know that much that we could sit with someone like Gary Lineker, Shearer, or
we
Wright,
can
and
not,
these
yeah.
lot and debate them. But the truth and reality is, England are very good at hyping
Yes,
and selling. Bro,
Yes.
it's all about making money.
yes.
And it works. They are good at it and respect
Okay,
to them.
let me just make
but
one
to say
point.
that they as a footballing nation are up there with Brazil, Argentina, France, Germany, Spain, Italy.
You wouldn't put them up there.
If I based it on their history,
No.
my brother.
No, no,
If
no.
I based it on listen,
you
let me
gotta-
make this
Okay,
point.
okay,
If I
go on.
based it on achievement, they've only ever won one World Cup, and they're the founders of football. They invented the beautiful game. This country invented the beautiful game. They've only won once the World Cup since the inception of the World Cup in 1930. Yeah. So they founded the beautiful game, but they've underachieved heavily.
Right.
Italy have won the World Cup how many times?
Remind me.
Stars. Count. You know how to count.
4 World Cups.
Okay.
Brazil have won it how many times? 5 World Cups.
Tika,
Germany have won it how many times? But who founded football?
you just told us.
England, innit?
Yeah.
So my point is,
Well, you still beat them.
who?
Germany.
Yeah, but you beat them to get to where you were. But then you didn't beat Italy to get
no,
to
no,
where you
You're
needed to
you're
be.
That's the
basing
point,
you're
Ahmed, that's the
basing where
point.
you
They
would
beat
put.
Germany, they won the championship.
No, no.
For you lot, that was the biggest
Yeah,
achievement.
that's the point.
The
No,
English are happy
it's
to
not
beat
about
Germans.
biggest
Send
achievement.
him a letter saying congratulations for reaching the final.
No. I don't know what the Queen did.
Did you get
Bit
a
premature, wasn't it?
No,
Did
no.
you get a letter for
Listen,
finishing
listen. You're talking to me about hype, yeah, but both of you two hyped right now. My point being,
No, we're not.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
genuinely
Basing
not.
on
I'm
history.
just saying.
Okay,
look,
okay.
anyone listening to this
Let
who
me
knows
answer
their
that
football,
point. Let me answer that point that you made. Basing it on the history, fair enough. You've got your justification there. But what I'm saying is that in no court on this earth can somebody play on the equal level at you in the same tournament at that stage for you to say to them that they're not worthy of being there based on their history.
No, but another
No, you got it wrong. You
No.
got it. My brother, if you're saying, you just said that based on their history, they
You wouldn't put them up there?
where?
Up there with all those teams you mentioned?
No, they're a big nation,
Right.
but are they a big, successful footballing nation?
No chance.
They're
I
making
don't
the way
think
up.
so. There you
No,
go.
they-
Even you know, after the few stats I've just told you, facts I've told you, they've only ever won one World Cup, yet they founded football. Meaning, why has England underachieved?
And then they hyped the one final in 60 years.
And they hyped it heavy, bro.
Yeah, but you know what it is? You keep mentioning the hype, bro. That's the nation.
No, but what's
It's for the people of
They
that
should
country.
have. You know,
if
why?
they didn't,
we-
if
why
the fans
I've got a
didn't
problem?
hype, they'd be glorious
You know why
for us.
I've got a problem? I found it quite disrespectful. Of every team they played, you know, okay, it's biased media. We're in England, we're going to hear their side of the story. I accept that. But it was, for me, I found it disrespectful. Not arrogant. I found it disrespectful that they did not give the attention to the likes of Bonucci and Chiellini that they deserved. They did not give Donnarumma the praise he deserves. They did not give Jorginho, who plies his trade in England. They didn't give Chiesa.
Sorry, can you just remind me who didn't? The media. You know about the media?
Media, the pundits, the country in general.
Everyone was today.
The nation.
The nation are saying Italy are cheaters. Is that what you're resorting to?
But what you got to remember?
Are you resorting to a one foul?
But brother, that foul,
is a tactical
anyone who knows football will tell you that is a smart, clever, streetwise.
I'm sure we gave a high five to each other. We actually gave a high five. Said, you know what, Chiellini smashed it.
Bro, he did the best thing. Do you think Saka was going to score then? Of course he was. He was through, bro. You don't know. Would you have done that for your country? I would have.
Same point I make to all the England fans. If Harry Maguire did it, he's a genius. End of.
So it's just one.
Yes or no?
It's one rule for everyone.
No, it's not.
And it's another
You
rule
just
for
talked about
England.
the disrespect and the fact that the media treated them
I
in a
don't
certain
think
way. And
they
this,
give that respect.
But what you got to remember, the point that I wanted to make earlier is that up until the final, yeah, the hype, the support, everything was there. It brings me on to one of the points we were going to mention is the aftermath of losing in the final with what happened with the 3 black players.
We'll come to
Yeah,
that.
no, we'll come to. But it's just to counter the point that you just made that disrespect was on both sides. They took their fair share of disrespect as well.
Who?
The English team.
1 second, was I would just want to
You've got you're mixing the two stories.
1 second, yeah.
The 2
You know
points.
what? I think.
No, but are you saying that the disrespect they faced had an effect on the way that they played?
No. What we're saying is this, yeah.
The
What
Italians.
my biggest problem is this with England, right?
I've confused him.
That Italy, look, yeah.
I've confused him.
You know, for me, yeah.
It's coming home. Go on.
The media, you know, the sporting media in this country.
Yeah.
Obviously, they follow all the sports.
Because they're a world nation.
Now,
Yeah.
Italy are a big footballing nation. They are one of the 5 top nations in the world football. Let's be honest. Germany, Argentina, Brazil,
Italy and
Italy are there, Spain, probably.
France.
France.
They won World Cups.
So
They won Euro Championships.
my biggest point
Produce
is
some of
this:
the best
being an Italy
footballers.
fan all my life, like I explained to everyone. I wanted a little bit more coverage on Italy, the team, not the nation, the team. We reached the final being the best team, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm the fan. We had the best team.
Yeah,
Front to
but
back.
now talk about Italy. They didn't get to a World Cup.
Yeah, we've got a star there.
So when you look at Italy's story and that, it's quite disrespectful because they never got to a World Cup. From that moment till now, they've not lost in 33. Do you really think you can beat a nation? 33 games unbeaten in international football is a very long time, my brother. 3 years they've not lost.
And they hyped it so much to the...
And Donnarumma's that good as a keeper. 5 years he's been in net. He's only ever let 1 goal in a game. He's never let more than 1 goal in a game.
5 penalty shootouts.
He's won all 5 penalty shootouts.
Did you not know this about Italy?
So
before?
when we said it, Akkad said it. Akkad knows football. Akkad said it. If it goes to penalties, my brother, game over. Italy have won, and it were true. Why did Southgate choose Bukayo Saka, who's never took a penalty for Arsenal? He's 19 years old. Why did he not choose Sterling, who's took penalties, who's one of the main players, who's a key player for him, senior player? Jack Grealish, no doubt a senior player. You know.
Yeah, but I'm sure I've seen a
Luke
statement from
Shaw,
Jack Grealish saying I come forward
he
for
said
it.
he did.
So whose fault is that then? Southgate?
So Southgate, and he takes responsibility.
He's taken responsibility,
But-
yeah.
It's a learning curve for the team. They'll come back stronger. They'll come back better, no denying. Many nations have failed at these stages and come later and won. I think this has been the best learning for England. Where I think is problematic is where the media in general, we're not talking about the footballers, we're not talking about the football team.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Gareth Southgate because he's a very respectful guy.
Yeah.
He is.
So we're not talking. If you can look on the screen, the card is missing. I wish you could do that for Rehan and Hamza as well. Missing. Help us find us.
Every real England fan has gone missing.
They've gone missing.
Oh, yeah,
No, but you're here. Okay,
England are fair enough.
You're a man
you
who
gotta
likes
give
podcasts.
me credit. You gotta. No,
You're
I
a
come for the
showman.
football.
You like the camera?
I was
You're
never
a
supposed to
showman.
be on.
You're a showman.
I was never supposed
You're
to be
a
on.
good showman. You will stand and you will talk.
You went
and
to
you will-
London.
Yeah, what?
I don't
And
get
what?
you, man.
No, go on,
You
go
went
on,
for the
go on.
semis and you went
Come
for the
on, man.
final. Tu bela bet here, na.
You know, it's your family's wedding, they're going in there.
Oh my days. See, you know what kind of supporters you lot up there? Put your nice little slippers on, have a bubble bath, put your gowns
What
on.
kind of fun are you?
Oh, goal. Oh, yeah. Is that the Queen on the morning?
Arrivederci.
They want, ow.
England.
Tutti frutti.
What?
England's next match.
What about it?
Who they playing?
I have no idea.
Great fun. Amazing.
Oh, well, hang on. So, I go to the games and
No,
that
but I
makes me a
think
plastic
there's
fan.
levels of being fans in it.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
you've got those who there's fans who I support the team, but I've never watched a match. There's those who are season ticket holders and they've watched.
I'm a
every match.
season ticket holder, if you know what I mean.
Final point I want to get out there. They're still
Oh,
being
go on.
arrogant, the fans, because they're not giving that respect to Italy even now.
I've given them the respect. They
They're
were the
not
better
properly-
team. They
they're not
won.
properly, man.
No, what do you want me to do, my own badge, man?
Yeah.
Do
You
you
know why?
do you want me to get a monthly
You know why?
contract for pasta or something?
You know why? The bookmakers put England as 70% favourites. That is arrogant, because they know football.
No,
And
they're
made them
clever.
believe. They made them
But
believe.
no,
it.
I
They
tell you,
wanna
the
make money.
way the gambling system
Yeah,
works.
no, that's true as well.
They're
got
very
more-
clever.
understand
They
if
got
they-
everyone into Sukhum in England.
You
They
asked.
made them and
Yeah.
said, right, well done,
But
England.
the
You've
fans
done what
really
we've
believed it. Why did
expected.
you really believe Italy are not that as good as they really were? Be honest, God.
No, okay, I'll give you my opinion on that. I did not look into any team. The only one that I had a bit of knowledge about was the rivalry with Germany, yeah? And that's just because on the way there, Rehan filled me in on the whole situation and how historic
And he
it's
knows
known.
his football,
He
right?
knows his football, yeah? When it comes to Italy, don't get me wrong, Rehan, he was sat next to me and he goes, if this happens, this ain't happening, we're out, this, that. He was, in terms of the conversation between us, he was giving Italy the respect they deserved and saying, he was like, look, it's not one of them ones where we can just sit back and, we're
Yeah,
going to
but
have...
he gives Italy respect because he's watched Italy beat Turkey. He's watched Italy beat Spain. He's watched Italy beat some big nations there.
Yeah, but I'm not
They
taking
play
it away
good
from
football.
Italy.
Now, we're not on about you. I don't think, Didi, we have to make it clear. It's not about
That's
you.
true. Yeah, you're really
You know,
you have to
you're here,
represent-
so you're getting it. But it's not you. It's his frustration is vented out against
I'm
the
just
general
a
football
scapegoat.
populace.
Even
The
like,
way they think.
You know, Rio Ferdinand after the match, we said,
You've
the
got to
best team-
remember-
Bro,
the best
the
team.
best
won.
team lost.
Oh yeah, lost. Sorry, that's so wrong to say, man.
What is you doing, man? You're a guy. You played professional football. You're a Champions League winner. You played with England. You're
Just because you're so
You're a phenomenal footballer, but come on,
you're being
man.
biased in front of the. You're supposed to be.
Have you given him a chance to explain himself?
He hasn't, because he had a chance until live TV.
on live, and he didn't. He goes sometimes the best team.
Well,
loses.
you've got to remember
But
is
my
look-
question is, how were England the best team over 120 minutes? What did they do?
Look, what you got to
I can't
remember,
remember England
what you got to remember
threatening the
is
goal.
that
You know,
if somebody,
Donnarumma, what did they do?
okay, have England got less or more experience than Italy?
Eh?
Have they got less or more experience than Italy?
Less, way less.
Less. Right. So what you got to remember is that when you dealing with somebody, I'm going to give a very generic point here to explain the question that you just asked. Yeah, is that how can you say somebody who lost is the better team? As players, as a team, as in their conduct within the game. If you've got somebody who's got less experience, and let me just remind you that I'm being journalistic here, yeah? Somebody with less experience, who's not a favourite, who isn't classed in those big few names that you just mentioned.
No, they were favourites.
All right, okay.
Bookie's favourites.
They
were
became
England.
favourites, right? But
No,
you
they weren't. They were
still
favourites
wouldn't
before
put them
the
in those people that have not won in 55 years. They create football, all these kind of rhetoric that comes with when you talk about England. Italian fans or anybody who, in your sense, knows about football in the way that you do, wouldn't have put them down to win, right? They still had hope, and yes, they didn't win. But my point being for them to, and you might get annoyed by this point, yeah, but I'm saying it in a different way, that they scored the first goal 2 minutes in, right? And they did very good with the defense up until the second half, and then they got that goal in. They still kept, and they took the game to penalties. My point being that with all that less experience, Italy should have thrashed them if they were that good. What I'm saying is,
Ferdinand made that point, not Soldier Was. He's a professional
Allah
footballer.
Dikasam,
He
I've
knows
not
more
heard that
about
point.
football than
I've
you.
not heard that point. I've
Go
made
on.
that point myself,
Go on,
journalistically,
go
yeah.
on.
But my point being is that he might have been saying it in the sense that for
So
what
you're-
they
you're-
were,
yeah,
for
you're
what they
praising
had,
them for they got 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
Considering their circumstance and the context.
yeah.
My argument against that is, it's in the English football DNA, England national team DNA.
Right.
Yeah, it's in their nature for them to mentally stumble.
Yeah, but that's an opinion, not a fact.
55.
That's
How
your
you-
opinion.
Okay, it's my opinion. Shall I back it with evidence?
Go all the way from 60
Since 1966 till now,
Oh, just don't
how many
tell me
finals
that.
have they been to?
Go on, tell me. You're gonna have to finish the sentences as well.
You could answer that.
One.
Right.
When was that? 4 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, go
How many
on.
finals?
One.
So in 55 years,
Right.
this great footballing nation has been to one final. How many semi-finals have they lost in big tournaments?
So the fact that they didn't get thrashed, it was, they went
So
to
why have
penalties.
they never got there then? They've had good teams.
No, but
No,
historically,
they've had good teams. They've had Beckham era. They've had the Scholes, Beckham,
as far
Gerrard,
as I've heard, they've
Lampard
not had
era.
one that's been this good.
On paper, that era.
Bro,
I'm just
that
gonna say
team was better than that.
this team on paper.
On paper.
On paper, David Beckham,
Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes.
Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, the arguably 4 best English midfielders ever. You had Sol Campbell, John Terry.
Okay, so if I
You
suppose
had
the question
Ashley
is, why
Cole.
did they do better this
Have-
time than they did that
Gary
They
time?
had
Neville,
a
right back.
dynamite team.
Okay,
The
no doubt.
2006 World Cup.
So why
was
did they
their
do
biggest
better?
chance.
Owen
Why
and
did they do
Rooney.
better now?
Why did they do better
Yeah.
now?
Easy draw. That's one. Not in a bad way. You play who are in front of you.
No, you play with easy draw. Why did they do better now? Home advantage. In this tournament, we're talking home advantage, easy draw, and they've got a very good team. I'm not going to deny it. I respect the team that they've got. They've got a good team. But my point was what? Mentally, it is in England's DNA for 55 years, they have not got over it. They've got over the German mentally. This English nation in general cannot forgive Diego Maradona for what he did.
Yeah.
So how can they mentally get over it? They get upset.
Cellini now is a villain in English eyes.
In English, they will not get over. Oh, he pulled Bukayo Saka
Oh my
back.
God.
Hey,
From the halfway line.
Bro, you don't understand. This is England's mentally.
dirty
They are
football.
not the strongest, and it proved. My brother, when Chiellini, the coin was tossed for the penalty shootout. Did you watch Chiellini's reaction?
I didn't.
The first toss was for what? Which side you're going to go? Harry Kane won it. He goes, England supporters. Chiellini thought, ooh. He actually did. He went like that. Because he knew we're going to shoot in front of 60,000 fans. Right. I'm talking mentally now. I don't know if you ever took a penalty in your life.
My brother, I have
The
on
only
a squad
penalties
as
you
well.
paid are the ones that you pay for your driving when you go into the ego. What's that zone that you run about?
Personal gallan.
No.
Personal gallan.
Don't get upset.
Yeah.
Right. The point I'm making is, then the second toss was who's going to take it first. Now we know numerically the advantage is always with the first who takes the kick. He won the toss. He went first. Right.
Thumped his chest as well in front of him.
My brother,
Oh.
mentally, it's all about psychological.
Yeah.
Donnarumma's 22 years old. Saka, Sancho and them and Rashford are all 23, 22,
Rashford's
20,
older,
19.
and they haven't mentioned that Donnarumma saved a whole nation on his shoulders, and you got to look like a bad
And
man.
he stood against England
Yeah.
fans. My brother, this is not playing in the local
Give
park
praise
with
with his due.
10, 15, 20 lads watching.
Who's taking the praise away from him?
But they haven't given
my
the
point,
due.
the point I'm trying to prove in all of this is, sadly, unfortunately, England are not mentally up there. And I kept mentioning this point. Mentally, England are not on Italy's level. They are not. And the manager himself suffered when he missed a penalty. So it leaves mental scars. England need to win one final to get over that line. They got over Germany, didn't they? They beat Germany. Look how good they felt. They'll go up against Germany again and they'll beat them now. They got to a final. It's a massive achievement. They've not underachieved. Finally, they got to a final. Chalo, yeah, we didn't win. We got to a final. Mentally, it'll do them well. Now they just got to win. Well, when you could talk about nations like Italy, Germany, France, Spain, when they get to this stage of the tournament, my brother, it's not about how good you are physically, technically. It all comes down to this, bro. And then when you factor in, contextualize Bonucci and Chiellini in 2012, they lost the final. They lost the quarter final against Spain.
No, the final.
Oh, sorry, the final in 2008. I think they lost the
2008 penalties, 2012 final, 2016 we beat them.
2016 they beat them. But it's mentally. Those two old horses, they mentally. So my personal point of view is that mentally they've got to be there on that level, got to be there available. And I think England just fell short because mentally they weren't there. And some decisions tactically Southgate made that he shouldn't have.
I'll quickly back Imam up. Do you know why? You got first minute lead. I was really scared for half an
You know,
hour.
that's a long time,
As an
bro.
Italy fan, you lot were playing
Game's
better
not over.
for
No
half an
chance.
hour. Look, I'm going to be objective. They were playing better for half an hour, England. Southgate messed up by just sticking to what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
He didn't change. You know what he should have done? I tell you straight.
I agree with
He
that.
should have brought Jack Grealish on
Yes, I agree
and
with
said,
that.
give him the ball
Do you know what I mean?
and let him hold it.
I mean, seriously, I agree with
what?
that.
Give Sancho the ball, let him hold it. But they didn't. He goes, no.
Lesson learned, man.
And we'll
Raat
show
gayi,
the
baat
pressure.
gayi.
No, but footballing wise, Abbas,
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
level,
yeah. No, I
is
agree
a
with you.
mistake, and they should learn from that.
Yeah, I
And
agree
I
with
said
you.
in the last podcast, Mancini's going to do a tactical job on Southgate. And that's what happened.
And you know what? They were patient. They were not
Very
impatient.
patient.
They waited. Sabr karo. Koi
Look,
gal
no
nahi.
doubt, the
Tranquilo,
season,
tranquilo.
the season, the manager season, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they needed to do to win. No doubt. All
Italy need
respect.
to be deserved.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
given that
yeah,
respect,
I'll give
England
them
were
the
the
respect.
second best team, no denying.
But
They
at
were
the
the best team to lose, to lose
I-
the final.
I think, if you were to weigh up the respect and see who's going to get more, Italy, no doubt. They won absolutely fantastic.
Throughout the tournament, they played the best football.
Yeah, no doubt. But at the same time, I don't think we can take anything away from the fact that England
Did very well.
Yeah, Tika, like you said, they beat Germany and they'll continue to do so. Hopefully, why? Because they've got over that mental thing that you just mentioned. Yeah, they got to a final. They've not reached that point in 55 years, if I'm not wrong.
So they've done that.
They've done that. Come next time.
Bro, I think England will do well in 2022.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So
I
giving
think
them
they
the
will turn
credit
up because
that
they'll say
they're
we've
in that
been beaten in the
process.
final.
Yeah.
You know, Bonucci were beaten in the final.
Yeah.
He came back.
Yeah.
9 years later and won.
Life in it, you have to fall.
This is how you do it. You learn from mistakes, my brother.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they have learned. They will learn from. You think Saka will miss his next penalty? Some of the, like they said, some of the greatest footballers. Robert Baggio, man.
Yeah.
He missed a penalty in the 1996
But
World
see,
Cup.
look, like I says, I
The
mean,
greatest Italian
against,
footballer.
he was 19-year-old. He took that penalty and he missed. Yeah, but a lot of people said, why him and why not? So, yes, fair enough. I get it. Southgate should have chosen somebody that, look, at the end of the day, yeah, if you want to build his confidence and give him the chance, fair enough. But there's other opportunities to do
Not
it.
in a World-
yeah, not in the final.
final.
Yeah, but you've got to look on the other hand. Just for example, he got it in, right? He's doing it in that moment where it would have been life. That's it. That was the mission that he needed. Yes, he didn't do it. Fair enough.
Well, they need to score that to stay in the penalty shootout.
Yeah, exactly. And my point being that yes, it was a mistake. They'll learn from it. Come next time, they either won't make that mistake or, like you said, he won't miss his next one.
Who won?
What?
Who won the game?
The game that we've just been talking about.
Yeah, who won?
Italy won.
Say again.
See, you know him. I'm telling you, he's got voodoo dolls with like England flags on it.
So
Italy won. Good on them. Mashallah.
I
Really
think
happy
they
for
were-
them.
and
Mubarak.
And I think it was worthy that the player of the tournament
Yeah.
was Gianluigi Donnarumma. And I go back to mentality. This kid has been playing football at the highest level from the age of 17,
How old is he now?
69.
22.
16. Milan's youngest player ever.
AC Milan, who were one of the big European football clubs. 16-year-old he starts. 17 he's making it big. 18, 19. Bro, 22, man. Who in football has achieved what he's already achieved?
You know, at 16, he broke Paolo Maldini's record. That's just everything in itself. That guy was.
And and Maldini's
all
like,
time.
anyone who knows football, you
Greatest
cannot
left
have a
back
football
ever.
conversation without mentioning Italian footballers, Brazilian footballers, French footballers, Argentinian footballers, mainly
Messi,
Maradona, Messi. But you can't have that convo.
Shout out to Messi
Yeah.
as
But
well.
who is there in England? I'm not disrespecting. Bobby Charlton,
Top player.
Gaza, good footballers. They were there. They were the ones who lifted the
Lineker.
nation. But did they get them over the line? Maradona did. Messi did. Zidane did. The likes of Ronaldo did.
Chiellini
Pele
did.
did. Baggio did. Del Piero. These lot, they did their bit. They won the World Cup final. Totti did. So Maldini's, they were there. So England, I think, is a great learning curve. They've had a good tournament, very good tournament. It's sad they lost.
I think
Okay.
we should give a couple of minutes just to discuss the aftermath of the.
And then, we're going to come to that because I will do that right at the end.
All right.
Donnarumma won the player of the tournament. A lot of people saying, why, how? Bro, he won the final. Effectively, it's plenty shoot. I was the keeper and the kickers.
And he
This
won the
keeper,
semis in that way.
he's a keeper that won it for him. How is, someone put a post up, how can Pickford not get it when he got the golden glove? You're missing the point. Okay, you had clean sheets earlier in the tournament. Since then, you've not had a clean sheet. So, it defeats the purpose. And then, if we look at the team of the tournament, I don't know if you guys have seen the UEFA's team of the tournament.
I didn't.
Naturally, goalkeeper Donnarumma's in there. So they've gone with, this is like the best team in the whole tournament after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. They've got Walker right back, which I think is right. Walker's had a very good tournament.
Yeah, yes.
and he got to a final. Bonucci centre back, he played every game. Maguire has got it, and Spinazzola. Now Spinazzola didn't even play the last 2 games.
That's how good he was.
So if he did, I think they would have battered him if they had Spinazzola. I'll be brutally honest.
Fair point.
But okay, Leonardo Spinazzola wasn't there, but Spinazzola definitely left back, right-footed. Then they had Højbjerg, which I don't know why they put him in. I don't think he had a better tournament than even Calvin Phillips personally.
Every match he completed 97% of his passes. I think that's where.
Højbjerg, Jorginho, definitely I'd put him at the base of the midfield, and
Pogba.
Pedri, definitely Pedri.
I would have maybe put Pogba instead of Højbjerg, maybe.
Yeah,
For the tournament,
That's
innit?
some of the lads were arguing that.
Or KDB even.
No, I don't think
Tournament,
KD did enough.
No.
Sterling,
Yeah.
I'd give him it. Lukaku,
Chiesa, I would have put on, man.
and he's got Chiesa there as well. I don't know about Maguire, maybe Chiellini,
That's unfair. Chiellini should have.
but he missed 2 games. So I can see why they haven't gone with him, but I can see if we did go with him, you'd have them 3 with Walker and Donnarumma. You'd have Jorginho, probably Pogba, Pedri, Chiesa, Lukaku, and Sterling. I'd even go Cristiano.
Nah.
He got 5 goals. Schick got 5 goals. They didn't get it. And Robert Lewandowski said, after what happened at the Copa America tournament, I think it's going to be even harder for me to win the Ballon d'Or, but I won't mind losing it to the greatest footballer ever.
He's won his 7th now, yeah.
I don't know what any of this means.
Leo Messi
Yeah.
won his Copa America, his first international trophy.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Therefore,
And
Lewandowski, who has scored already 45 to 50 goals this calendar year,
he's conceded.
he said, I think I'm not going to win this because this guy's just won his biggest trophy that he needed to win. So Messi now has 6 best footballers in the world award. He's on the verge of his 7th.
So mentally he's there, innit?
Bro, he was there when he won the 3rd or 4th.
He was there as a kid because they don't
They
have a penalty misses and scars and 55 years.
Even if he did have misses, he did.
he does actually, yeah.
He missed it with Argentina. He won 2, lost 2 Copa Americas and the World Cup final.
He didn't give up though.
But he didn't give up. He still went and done it at 34, mate. And he's going to do it next year, inshallah, at the World Cup. And you're going to watch.
MashaAllah.
I'll mention a good signing for all you football aficionados. De Paul's just gone to Atletico Madrid for 35 million.
Rodrigo de Paul. So, yeah, and to conclude, what has been a great tournament, great footballing. I think goal of the tournament was Patrick Schick's,
Yeah.
55-yarder. Did you see that one against Scotland?
I've seen that.
Great goal.
Top.
I think that was probably top, along with Modric, maybe even in senior. Some top goals. We've seen
Pogba.
some top goals. Pogba
Pogba's
scored
goal
it
was
right,
good. Yeah.
right corker as well. I think aside from that, the team of the tournament again, Italy was the best team, no doubt.
Your
think-
player of the tournament, Imam. Your player. Spinazzola.
Mine's Spinazzola, mate. I watched every Italy match and I thought that guy was just a road runner. Your player of the tournament.
You're gonna have to explain what that means.
Who's the best player that you watched play, or you
Who
thought?
I enjoyed watching?
Okay, gone.
Sterling.
And you're going to say, because
Yeah.
he's mentioned
Yeah,
it
England. Yeah,
last week.
Sterling.
Yeah.
And yours?
Chiesa for me. Well,
Chiesa.
Chiellini was my guy, but Chiesa.
Chiesa had a top tournament.
So sick, man.
He had a top tournament for a 19-year-old. He did very, 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 very well. Very well. He put the whole world on his seat, like on the edge of their seats.
He's so direct.
Guess that ball, bro. He was the one who
Who are
could
you
have.
talking about?
You know the one that Pickford saved, left
Oh,
hand
yeah.
at the bottom.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when he got injured, he lost like celebrating.
Right. So
Low.
what marred it again, and very sad, and this is the downside of this nation. What completely marred this was the racist abuse that was experienced by those who missed the penalty, albeit they were of
And not just them,
ethnic and
but
black minority.
people who were celebrating together outside Wembley.
When you
inside
were there,
Wembley.
so you tell us what.
You know, I was telling Didi earlier, for the first time in my life, I genuinely felt hostility and racism. Bearing in mind, on the semi-final, I was there. Yeah, Denmark was it, yeah?
You were there for the quarters?
No, I wasn't. Who was the quarters against?
It's just hype thing. You just follow the hype. Go on, carry on.
Ukraine.
You've dropped the whole like suspense.
The
and
suspense, go
moment.
on, please, my brother. You was there for the semis and the final.
Look,
you was.
I was there for the
eyewitness.
semis.
Did you get a racist attack? Yes or no?
Yeah. Wow, for you lot to laugh at that, bro. Qasam.
I'm not laughing
No,
at
no,
you,
for
no.
you to laugh at that point is wrong on another level. You know what it is?
You know it's
We
not- I know
cannot
you
sit
too
here. We cannot
I know
sit
you
here.
too well.
We cannot sit here and talk about racial attacks and how bad and derogatory they are. When
You know what I'm on
when
about, and we will talk about
when
this after.
we laugh at it. In my book, sorry, I didn't want to do this on the podcast, but that is wrong. That is wrong on another level. I was victim. I'm being serious.
Okay, what happened?
Are you gonna laugh?
I'm not gonna laugh. You just made that story. You must. You said you
I
can
did not. I promise you, I did not make this story up.
Look, I have to clarify here because if I don't do it on here, a clip could come out. So I know this guy so well. He is the hype king.
Wow.
He is so relevant. He is the king of relevance.
Look at his face.
You know.
Now, you know what it is? What's laughable is your justification to finding. Okay, I know you would never ever amuse racism, or you would never ever.
I am not. I am.
But
I am
the
against
fact
racism.
that because it was me, it was me on that side. It was me, victim.
I can't
Nah,
see a
it's-
white
I
man
swear down, it's
being
it's,
racist to you because you would get on with him.
No, I would not, man. Gee, this is what I'm telling you. It was hostile.
I don't.
It was like, I kid you not, the Lions' nest at Wembley.
My brother,
I felt like
it was not Gaza. With all due
My
respect, the way
brother-
you're making it
oh
out,
my
it was
God.
that hostile.
I
Lions
would-
don't even have
my-
nests.
okay.
Birds do.
I laugh at that. That was a good one. All right, but my
Lions
okay,
nest.
Okay, can you tell us what happened then?
okay, I was there. Out of everyone in this room, whether you want to believe it or not, I can give the best take on it. Yeah, semi-final, fantastic. There was no difference between a white man, a black man, an Asian man, a brown man, whatever
A
you
coloured
want.
man, yeah.
Yeah, coloured man, whatever it was. Yeah, we were all. I've still got the videos. We were singing, dancing, praising the team, and they were scoring everything bang on. People loved it. Absolutely fantastic vibes. Went on the tube, came back. Fantastic vibes. The moment we lost that game, everything changed. We were walking.
When you lost, I'm being genuine now.
Mm.
Qasam.
Gone.
Is it still considered we after you lost because of these? hostile
Yes,
games?
and I'll explain that point as well.
Okay, I want to know why.
I'll
though.
explain that
Can't paint
point.
everyone with the same.
Yeah,
brush.
I'll explain that point
I
as well.
agree with that. This country is not.
We walked down from the venue that we were watching it at, and we were going past, because we didn't watch it in Wembley. I'll make that point clear. We went there for the vibe, right? We were watching it nearby at a venue, yeah. So we're walking down where the Wembley Park thing is, yeah. Now, like I said, technically don't know nothing about football, but genuinely I was upset. I wanted to, even if it was just for the vibe of winning, I wanted them to win. I was upset. And I remember walking down and I said to Rehan, based on what you told me, how could we, how did this happen? I was on about Rashford at the point, the fact that he missed the goal and all that stuff, yeah. A guy, and I'm gonna, I'll take your advice on this before I say it. Do you want me word for word to say what he said?
Oh, go on.
Yeah, his words were, "You're a effing Paki. You ain't got no right to talk." Like, he was drunk, and he had, his missus or his whoever it was with him, pulling him back. Nothing happened, right? As in, nothing. We didn't entertain it. Grabbed it, go carry on walking. He's drunk. Normal. I'm used to that. Yeah. Walking past, Rehan had AirPods in. Why? Because BBC iPlayer was 2 seconds faster. Then I can see a hint of smile on your face. You're not believing me. My brother, this stuff cannot be made up.
Ring after, don't you?
My brother, I will ring him myself. We'll get him on the line during the podcast.
Yeah, but he had his earphones in. He didn't hear anything.
He had his AirPod in.
He couldn't get there so bad.
Hang on. He didn't.
So how did he hear? You said to the end, move on. But he had his AirPods.
My
Actually
brother,
moved him on as
oh
well.
my God! You know what, Imam? You're gonna make yourself look really
I
bad.
think
No,
you're the
hang
only
on.
one who-
One
who
minute.
heard it.
One minute.
No,
One minute. One
I'm
minute.
asking a question.
No, he didn't.
Listen
He
to your
heard
story,
it.
sir.
He heard it. I'll tell you why. I don't know which AirPods you've got, whether you got the Pros or the second generation, but the second generation you can still hear what's going on outside. He had that in his right ear, and it was off. There was nothing playing. The reason why he had it in was because BBC iPlayer on his phone was 2 seconds faster than the TV watching it on.
But it's off.
We'd moved on from the point. The football wasn't on. We were walking down at this point. Anyway, Agla pulls his AirPod out, throws it down on the floor, right? Whilst he's picking up the AirPod, he's coming for the lick. I've grabbed his hand and we've just got out of there. There was no violence from our side, nothing like that. But it was based on the fact that we were both brown. See,
You're not brown.
Guys, thank you for tuning in to today's podcast. I've had enough.
No, I'm
Soldier
only
was
messing.
over and out.
But you know,
My point being,
and I genuinely believe, yes, you know, does not exaggerate. We're only having a laugh, but jokes aside, it's actually quite serious. What's going on?
it was hostile
It's
there.
shocking. The same people, had they scored the penalties, would have been heroes. Because they missed, now they're villains. Now they've been targeted, they've been ridiculed, they're being, you know,
Having to come out and explain who you are as a man just because missing a penalty.
because you missed a penalty. It's a penalty, for God's
That's
sake.
disgusting, man. You don't
And it just shows that these people, you know, we've managed to vaccinate the entire nation, yet we haven't been able to take racism out yet. And it's been how
You know,
many
the same person
centuries?
I was reading today about
Shocking,
Rashford,
man,
especially.
shocking.
That
What that guy's done for this
you know,
country, the
when it
kids.
came to the school meal lunches or something like that, and the campaign that he ran to the point,
200 million.
200 million, yeah. And my point being is that
Legend.
the fact that to answer the
Great,
question
bro.
Didi asked, that do I still refer to England team or supporting England as we? What you got to remember is that
A minority do not represent
yeah, exactly.
the full
In
nation.
one way, but the way I would word it is the fact that look, and I'll bring a bit of this into it because I can relate to this. I'm a Muslim, Pakistani, yeah. We put up with raised eyebrows and second glances and random stop-on searches more than the average white man, according to statistics, right? And we are the reason why that is happening with us isn't because of our color. It's because of groups that are associated to people of the same color as us, right? I.e., people who have done stuff with their organizations, right? We know what it's like, right?
To be in
To
the
be
receiving end,
painted with that same brush. I support England. Why? Because I wanted them to genuinely win. I live in the country. We live in the nation. This, that. And the fact that how can I feel bad for myself when the three people in that team, the three black players who would have been hailed heroes, I'm just somebody who's watching it. They're the ones who would have won it for us if they had won. If they're getting some of the worst racist comments, you know, when it came to the taking a knee before the
issue,
game, yeah. Like I've
What
seen
Priti Patel and
what was it?
Boris Johnson and these lot have said
What's
in
the name of the football player who put up a thing about?
Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, him. I love this statement. He goes, because when it came to us, you know, wanting to do that, you referred to it as gesture politics or gesture politics.
gesture.
And now, you know, now what has happened is exactly what we wanted to avoid by doing that gesture, yeah? You know, everybody's horrified by it. And it does make you feel a bit betrayed.
Well, double standards, innit?
That's
The
what
double
it
standards
is.
of this government, double standards of this media.
Yeah.
You know, and this is where we're saying it. It's just double standards. In this
One thing
country,
I will
there's so
say,
much hypocrisy.
I
Shocking.
will always support the football in this country when they play. But do I support them being able to host another tournament?
Well, I don't think they're gonna.
but-
30 chances of hosting them and Ireland, was it, together for the World Cup? The bid's in jeopardy now because they
Well,
were
I mean, look how
stormed
many things
Wembley
happened.
to get.
They stormed Wembley. There was fireworks inside the stadium. I mean, outside the stadium, you couldn't. How inside the stadium can that happen? There was the laser in Schmeichel's eye.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
this stuff. Even though it's got nothing-
Hooligans, this is shocking.
This
man.
is the thing. We
England
cannot.
have always been known
I know
for that, though, unfortunately.
as
The
much
football.
as much as I support and I wanted them to win, and you know it didn't go in our favor. But there's a part of me that's the fair part of me that says yes, and it's a shame for the rest of them and for the team. But based on the fact that there were so many hooligans acting like this and the tactics, and I'll say, you know, I'll give respect to Italy where it's due, and I'll, you know, the fans going outside the hotel and letting off fireworks. I don't know if you lot heard about this. Yeah, the Italian, where the Italian players were, they were letting off fireworks. All these things, all this praise of England, everything, you know, I mean,
You know why
it's
you
about
lost?
the team.
Bonucci mentioned that. Thank you very much. I don't know if you've read this, I'm straight after the final. He goes, I'm the one trolling everyone on purpose. He goes, I've been listening to you lot singing It's Coming Home all week. I've been listening to fireworks outside.
No, see, but I think that's wrong as well because I'm referring to the people who are in the stands.
I'm just saying from the
Yeah, I
players'
get-
point of view, they pump the players up even more though.
No, but you got to remember that the players are not hooligans. The players don't share their parents that
no,
put.
What's
I'm
you
not saying
understanding
that.
my point? The fans doing that to Bonucci in Italy fired them
provoking,
up as a team. It provoked them as a team. So it backfired on the fans.
England, yeah.
It backfired
They
on
shouldn't
fans,
have
yes.
provoked.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
not
Why
saying
did
a
you
bad
do
way
it?
to do it.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
You know, and that's the problem with England. They're very provocative.
Yeah.
They're very provocative, very disrespectful, in my opinion.
Minority though.
No, I think media in general.
Yeah, the media become.
Media majority,
Media
but
in general are
nation in
provocative.
itself, yeah.
But
But no, look, there's many football fans. The 70,000, maybe 100 did what they did. So were all of them wrong? No. They all went, watch a game of football. They were all right.
Yeah.
So, respect to them on that. And we cannot paint everyone with the same brush. We can't put all peas in the same pod. If there's some rotten apples there, we've got to get rid of them. We've got to kick it out. But more needs to be done. The FA, the government, the country, the world.
They weren't prepared
There is
for it,
more need to be done. And it's quite rich coming from, Italian fans. Italy is one of the racist countries in the world as well. And that's a fact.
I'm glad
Whether you know
mentioned
that or not. Because
Well, no, because I put the same question to Didi earlier and he goes, there's no racism there.
Oh, massive. What Lukaku got, what Balotelli got. Balotelli's an Italian. It's massive.
Italian
They don't
football
understand.
is the most racist country probably in the world.
Oh,
for
thank
racism.
you for clarifying that now.
But then he
The
black players
second
in the
time.
Italian team.
And I said that to you as well before the game because you said, where's the racism? I go, there wasn't even a black player there anyway. So that
Tells you, we're talking in footballing terms, but mentality-wise, the Italians, and remember, and I don't want to get political, these countries that we support in footballing terms, okay, for footballing reasons, in reality, they were colonial powers. It was European imperialism. There was that 150, 200, whatever year, a range or amount of years.
Yeah.
They went into Africa and took slaves. They took the black man as the slave, and that is, we can't forget that.
No, we can't.
So
No,
it's
but
quite rooted within.
No.
I wouldn't say the culture, but it is. There are still remains remnants of that element there. It is. You have to accept that.
There is
Whether you
remnants,
say
but
or
I
not.
don't think that that's
Is there
got anything.
institutional racism in football? Yes or no today?
Yes.
That is.
Why isn't? Okay, how is that?
How many top Muslim players in England?
You know when you made the point about.
Something institutional. Who's the top English black manager in the whole footballing pyramid?
Go on.
British footballing
You
pyramid.
don't know him. That's the point.
No, that's
There's no one in
That's the point.
in the Premier League which British black manager is the manager of the 20 clubs
Maybe in the history of the
Premier
Premier League, there's probably been less
Never.
than 10.
There isn't. Who?
Yeah, Chris Coleman, Paul Ince are the two that come off the top of my head.
Chris Coleman's not even black.
Yeah, so they count
He's
him though.
Welsh.
Yeah, they count him as a black Welsh.
Paul Ince, I've never seen him in the Premier League. Who did he do?
Well, Blackburn, man, when they were there.
What? How long? A year?
That's what I'm
Last
saying.
time?
Yeah, so yeah, he got
Bruv,
something.
it's institutional.
I'm not doubting the
racism.
fact. I'm not doubting the fact that there's not
it exists
racism
and
there. But
more
my
needs
point
to be
being,
done.
but I'm on about in terms of colonialism and the history and stuff like that. Should that cloud our opinion of who we're supporting today?
No. I look at it a bit politically like that. Yes, but in terms of, let's not mix the two. I'm just talking in terms of the mentalities.
Yeah, yeah.
Culturally,
Okay.
the way the thinking is, the thought
Yeah.
process. These are descendants of those same people that have that somewhat mentality. Now, I'm not saying they're racist. I'm not saying they're racist. I'm saying that if you want to know why there's elements of racism that still exists there, then they need to. There's monkey chants in the crowd when black footballers are playing in
Bonucci
Italy.
had to stop him last time.
Who?
Bonucci had to stop them last time.
Well, he got a lot of criticism at one point. They
Yeah, for him as well.
misinterpreted it. But so it's wrong, and it needs to be stamped out. And it was shocking to see.
Yeah,
that a
football was
great
supposed to be there to
tournament,
bring people
a
together.
great achievement for the England football team, the England nation itself.
It was ruined
For
by
it to
that.
be marred by this, and you know what? I'm glad they didn't win. I'm glad they didn't win because you know what? It just shows their true colours. You know someone's true colours when you don't give them what they want.
Yeah, from a certain perspective, I'd agree with you.
I'm glad they didn't win, bro. They don't deserve it. Even Pundit said it, they didn't deserve it. If that's how they're going to behave, bro, they don't deserve it, man. These people don't have no respect for a black man, for an Asian man, for a coloured man. Illa mashallah, with the exception of many.
We established that it's not just England, and there's other people
it's
who
all
won.
over, it's happening,
You
it
know,
exists.
And
But,
if
if
we're gonna go on that
equal
base,
rights-
no one deserves to win because if the same thing happened in another country and it didn't happen and they were worthy of winning, we'd have to make the same statement. But I just think based on the minority racist bigots that come forward when stuff like this happens, we can't take a well-wishing opportunity away from the loyal fans and the ones who
And the
know.
good ones,
So
They've been great.
I wouldn't agree with your statement there, but I'd say in the sense of, for them people, do they deserve a win? Do they deserve a jump? Absolutely not. I agree with you on that point.
Did you win?
What?
Did you win?
Oh my God! Shall I get a tattoo on my forehead saying, "Yeah, you won"? Just let
Did
it
you
go. Let it go.
Well, you just
But I
said,
tell you,
oh,
you
they
know,
deserve to
it was a
win.
great tournament. I think the best team won. The best team were runners up.
Forza Italia.
And in the end, it was as simple as that. People subscribe to the podcast. Inshallah, we have many more.
Check out.
We're going to go back to the religious podcast now, or
I think we'll do another social topic.
illnesses and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We're going to
Mental
go back
health.
to that. I mean, football, we've touched on. I mean, racism will be a good one. Just generally talking about it and what Islam says, mental health and what Islam says, healthy diet and eating, and being healthy, what Islam says. And on that note, I've tried cheesecake_hut on Instagram. Cheesecake Hut, get the word out. Please subscribe, please share, continue supporting our content. We've got many more to come. Thank you very much, Was. Thank you very much, Didi. And I will see you on the next podcast. Jazakallah khair.
Gone to Rome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.